Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to today's reading. My name is Rian, and we are going to find out who you can expect next in love. Ooh, I have a feeling it's going to be very juicy and very fun. So let's jump into it, starting with group number one. Okay, so here in this pile, I specifically have some court cards, only court cards, to just get maybe kind of a sense of their basic personality traits to kick your reading off. Okay, so let's find out who is coming next to you in love. Ooh, the Queen of Wands. So, important thing to note here that this has nothing to do with biological sex. This speaks more to a person that really has those qualities that highlight the divine feminine. All right, so this is nothing to do with your personal preferences as to the sex or gender you're attracted to. But this person has very strong fiery feminine energy. So, what exactly does that mean? We'll get a few more details here with some tarot cards, but this person, first layer of identity, could be a fire sign. All right, so this could be an Aries, Sagittarius, or a Leo. Now, I'm also sensing that this person is very charming, okay, very magnetic, but almost in this very soft and subtle way. That's what I mean by that divine feminine, where, it's not so much the things that they say, and maybe not even so much the things that they do that are going to attract you, or that actually people find attractive about them, right? It's more they just have this energy about them. Like, have you ever met those types of people where you just look at them and you just want to know more about them? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they just kind of catch your eye before you even got to know their name, you got to know their personality, like before you know those things. That's this person right here. They have this quiet magnetism. Okay, and I feel like once you get to know them, you'll start to see why they're associated with that fiery energy of signs like Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Okay, so it's not going to be completely obvious at first. So let's find out more about this person. Now that you've heard a little bit, why don't you let me know in the comments down below? Let's have a little like friend talk here. What quality do you find super duper attractive in another person? All right, let's do a little tea time with that. For me, I would say the quality that I find the most attractive in a person is kindness. I feel like it's super duper understated, but someone who is so kind and full of honor, like really, really draws me in. So let me know. What about you? What about you, loves? So we have the Nine of Swords, the Fool, the Ten of Cups, and the Three of Cups. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of info on this person already. Let's like rearrange these cards a little bit so it looks kind of nice. Yeah. So this person I'm getting has a bit of anxiety. I'm actually seeing that even though this person has fire energy, and has that magnetic quality, they're actually quite anxious. And actually, I have to say, like, anxiety is something that's been happening quite a lot around the world today. And there's people, because of everything going on as far as like health, safety, finances, a lot of people are super anxious, right? So this person that you can expect next, coming into the love area of your life, has some of those anxieties. And I feel like the reason why I was saying they're not super outgoing is partially because of this queen energy, but also I think they're super shy because they're just a little bit anxious and nervous around people. Okay, so they definitely have no problem attracting people, but they don't always know how to interact with other people. You know what I'm saying? Have you met someone like that? That maybe they're like a little awkward socially, Um, And here I feel that reinforced with the Fool card, okay? Because the Fool card here is someone who's, a little bit naive, a little bit unaware. This is definitely not like no Rico Suave kind of personality, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not a smooth operator, a smooth talker. That is not them. They're a little bit dreamy. I feel like they can definitely easily get lost in their head. Okay. They have a very active mind. I would say they also have a very active imagination, especially with the chalice energy coming through here, the cups energy. And they're also very emotional. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. It's just more that they feel things very deeply. And when they're passionate about something, they really are passionate, right? I'm like, it's one of those things where like they just sleep, eat, live, breathe some interest of theirs, whether it's like gaming or sports or art, like whatever their passion is, they're really all in it. And I have a sense that, when they find somebody that they're attracted to, which could be you, um, that they're really invested in that person as well. Okay, I wouldn't quite say they're obsessed, but they definitely tend to focus on one person at a time. Like I don't get the sense that they're the type of person that's, plays the field, right? Or dates multiple people at once until they can decide like who they have the best connection with. Oh my God, like this person would definitely not be on like The Bachelor or Bachelorette. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like a one person dater. Now, with the 10 of Cups and the Three of Cups, I definitely say that they're a very romantic personality. And for them, as far as their past goes, when it comes to who they've been drawn to or attracted to, it definitely starts with friendship. So for this person, it's like they can't see themselves dating anybody if they can't see that person as a friend as well. Okay? Ooh, I'm really liking this person who you're gonna have to expect next here in love. Okay, let's find out more about them because they sound super interesting in my opinion. So we're gonna pull a spirit animal card to kind of understand more about their essence as well at their core. The part that, maybe is not so obvious to some people. So, frog, purification, clear out the clutter. Ooh, so this is very, very interesting. Um, Definitely, I feel like for many of you, this could totally be like a Prince Charming situation or a Princess Charming, okay, depending on your sexuality. But this person, you know, maybe a lot of people tend to overlook them. Not so much because they are unattractive. I wouldn't go so far to say that, okay? Even though, in that Princess and the Frog story, like the frog is supposed to be gross and disgusting. I don't feel like that's that person at all. I feel like this person is more so someone who you can like sleep on, right? It's like they attract your attention, no problem. But because they're so shy, it's kind of like you don't really know what to do with them, In the beginning, they're probably very reserved. And so when you try to strike up a conversation with them, it's hard to maintain it because maybe they're just giving you like single word answers. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Oh my gosh, so difficult for me, especially when I was more active in online dating. Like people would be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing good. How about you?" "Fine." And then, like that's all they say, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, why did you message me?" Like so bad at conversation. I feel like that's a skill that people really need to develop. Because it's not going to help you just in love. It's going to help you throughout life, right? But that's this person. They're this person that has a kind of like a hard time talking with other people. And oops, with this clear out the clutter, I think it's because this person is just someone of few words. They're that type of person that's not super chatty. They're not really talkative. But when they do talk, it's again because they're passionate about something or they just are really concise. Like they know what they want to say. They're straight to the point, no nonsense, not like flourishing messages and information with excessive vocabulary. Like how I could be sometimes. So, and they're also kind of a minimalist, is what I'm feeling here as far as their energy goes. Like they're not one of those people that hoards things, and they're not into like tchotchkes, right? So that's really cool to find out about them. Now let's find out more about this person that you can expect next in love. This is a little bit about maybe their love history, is what I'm getting with this deck that wanted to pass these messages on today. Okay, I feel like this card wanted to be a part of this reading, so we're going to honor that. Alone. So this person definitely does not have a very robust dating history. They definitely, I feel like part of their energy is very lone wolf, loner kind of energy. So they aren't really someone that's dated a lot. Maybe we'll find out more about why. Why didn't they date much in their past? Mirroring. Spring. Mystery. So what I'm actually seeing here is part of the issue for why they haven't really dated much in the past is because they spent a lot of time attracting or trying to be with the people that are like them. Okay. And I think, a lot of people maybe start out dating that way, where you kind of attract the people who are very, very similar to you. And in this case, right, they're super shy. They're a person of few words. And so that's the type of people that they attract. So if you get two shy people together who don't really like talking and expressing themselves, like, it's maybe kind of hard to maintain a relationship, especially if they have like loner vibes as well. So in their romantic history, that's the type of person that maybe they thought they would be a good match with, right? Like someone like them. They weren't in that mindset of like opposites attract. And maybe they weren't really attracted to people who are super talkative and loud and energetic. Maybe it was kind of too much for them, right? What I'm also seeing too is, again, they're kind of a bit clueless about love in general. So if you're having feelings for this person as well, or you're interested in them as well, you're gonna have to have a lot of patience, okay? As they try to get their bearings. And you might have to be the one that takes that first move, makes that first step. Kind of like with the princess and the frog, like the princess had to agree to kiss the frog to express true love. Like, I feel like, you're gonna be the one having to make a lot of moves here, because this person is a little bit clueless, and to them, love and courting someone and wooing someone is a mystery. Okay, they don't quite have the hang of it. And with this spring energy, I feel like it's kind of reflecting this Fool energy. Because in the spring, what's happening is things are just starting to wake up, just starting to bloom after the cold and barren winter months, And so this person, they're just kind of like a little kid when it comes to love and romance. They're still blooming, they're still finding their footing. Hopefully they do, right? So that you're not having too many one-sided conversations here. But that's kind of where they're at. And as far as like romantic maturity. Okay, so let me know what you thought of this reading. If any of it resonated with you, please like and share. And of course, I would really appreciate a subscribe, and I'd love to have you here to enjoy more of these positive readings. So before I go, never forget that it's never too late to have your happily ever after. And I'll see y'all again next time. Hey there, Group 2. Welcome to your reading on who to expect next in love. Okay, so we're going to draw sort of the first layer of understanding more about this person that's coming to you. Okay, this pile here is full of only the court cards, so we can get an idea of this person. So we have the Page of Wands. So this is someone that's likely going to be younger than you, okay? And they have the energy, traits, maybe they might actually be a Leo, Sagittarius, or, oh my gosh, Aries. Wow. Brain fart. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So they could be a fire sign. They could have a lot of traits of fire signs, and I'll go over those in just a moment. but of course, younger than you. So, this person, I sense a very childlike energy with them. I feel that this person is like vibrating with energy. It's almost like they can't sit still, okay? They have energy in abundance. They have a lot of interest, actually. I feel like this person also, they're in awe of the world, okay? It's like I feel like personally, one of the charms of this type of person is they're easily excitable. They're looking forward to doing everything, and they don't really stay down or pessimistic for very long. Like they have this optimism and they're up for an adventure. They're up for trying new things because to them, it's all about exploring the world that we live in. Okay? This is a person that's all about having experiences in life and YOLO. All right? That's, oh my gosh, that's like the perfect word for this person is YOLO. All right? That's their life philosophy here. Okay, let's find out more about them. While I shuffle these cards, let me know down in the comments. Let's have a little like friend talk. What is the trait that you find most attractive in people? So, what trait do you find most attractive in people? Comment that down below for me. Let's get to know each other's likes and dislikes. So for me, the trait that I find so attractive, which I think is so underrated, is actually kindness and honor. Oh my gosh, I can't even handle it. Like that's such an attractive quality to me. So let's find out more about your person that's coming to you. Next, we have the King of Wands, Death, the Tower. Oh my gosh. Wow, we have like two major arcana cards to describe this person here. And the Four of Coins. Okay, so what I am seeing here about this person, it fits so perfectly with their personality that we already talked about with the Page of Wands. So we have this Death and Tower cards here, okay? So what I'm seeing here is that this person, in their past, when they were younger, they experienced quite a lot of tragedy, quite a lot of obstacles and challenges, okay? Now, some people, when they experience things like that, it really kind of brings their mood down and their energy down, and they become a little bit more reclusive. This person, completely the opposite. Like they saw death, tragedy, struggles, hardships in life, and they were basically like, well, I don't want to waste no time. Like, if this stuff is part of reality and part of how people live, if death is a part of the world, if tragedy is part of a world, then I need to find as much happiness as I possibly can before death and tragedy step into my life, right? And again, it's that YOLO energy. So they have this mentality where it's like, you only live once. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what lies ahead. Nothing is guaranteed. So live it up, okay? Like when times are good, this person is going hard, okay? And when times get rough, you know, honestly, I don't see this person being held down much. I think the most that this person would do when things get rough is kind of like hide away, okay? Take a rest, take a break. In fact, I feel like that's the only way that they'll actually take a break is like something has to physically stop them from moving and doing things, you know? I'm kind of actually reminded of like some people who are very athletic. Have you heard of parkour? I've seen like videos and heard some people talking who are really into parkour or even things like snowboarding, skateboarding, and they like to do stunts, right? And they're that type of person that's very much like a daredevil. Do you know that archetype, the daredevils that used to be performing in circuses who like get on a motorcycle and like drive really, really fast and like jump up and then go through that like flaming hoop, you know what I'm saying? Those daredevil type personalities. And they do things Sorry, loves, my nephew came into the room to return something. So, as I was saying, they definitely have that daredevil type energy, right? Where they live off of this thrill and the excitement that life can offer them. And the only way to get them to stop, unfortunately, is like if they get kind of hurt or injured, right? Like they're gonna keep doing their stunts, they're gonna keep doing their tricks, they're gonna keep going hard until they're forced to stop. Now, does it have to be that dramatic? Like, no, but they're definitely that type of person. What I'm seeing is like they drive themselves to fatigue, right? They get so excited, they get so worked up, they go, 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 and they don't really have that balance just yet. They haven't mastered that to rest and take it easy. And so sometimes they get really sick, right? Like with a cold or something like that. Or they end up going really, really hard, getting, just a few hours of sleep at a time, and then they just end up like crashing, right? Like maybe they go hard for a few days in a row and then they just kind of crash on the last day. This actually kind of reminds me of the days when I used to go out clubbing, like when I was in college. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's like I would go hard, go out, stay out till like 2, 3 in the morning, and then get up, go to class, whatever. And then on Sunday, it's kind of like I would just be in my pajamas like all day long. Oh my goodness, loves. Got interrupted again in your reading. I feel like, this person that's coming towards you next, this is their energy right here, where it's kind of like so many things are coming at them. They're doing so many things that it's really hard for focus to occur here. You know what I'm saying? Now, what is happening with this King of Wands? This is a very interesting energy because we have Page of Wands plus the King of Wands, okay? What I'm seeing here, there's a couple of elements with this personality, which almost makes it a bit of like an enigma in a way. Okay, so one thing is this person could be younger than you, but it seems like they're older than you because they have a lot of life experience. Why? Again, because that's how they view life, is like, what's the next thing that I could do? What's the next thing I can experience? Okay, very, very adventurous. So they have a wisdom about them that actually surprises a lot of people, because they do have, at first glance, this energy of being super childish and maybe to some degree a bit immature. But really, they know quite a few things and they do have kind of like this worldly view of life. And I'm sensing too that they have a lot of sort of like compassion and empathy because they've been in so many different positions in life. And the other thing is the King of Wands is very charismatic as well, outwardly so. So this person can be seen as very, very social, makes friends really easily, and people like love this person's energy. And so they get to understand, if you will, a lot of different walks of life because there's such a magnetic personality and so many people gravitate towards them. Okay, let's find out some more about their energy here, okay? I feel like this energy is a little bit more personal when we pull this card out. So we kind of looked at it from general perspective, right? Like how people just generally view them who maybe don't know them that well. And we're gonna go a little bit deeper here with this. So we have monkey, ingenuity. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation. So what a lot of people don't realize about this person is they're very, very smart. I feel like that's coming through with the King of Wands. So outwardly, they're young, they're outgoing, they're hyperactive, but they're also very smart. Okay, and the thing is, I don't find this surprising actually. Now, if you have someone that is constantly trying to do this trick and trying to master something and they keep failing or making mistakes, which a lot of people don't enjoy, right? Like that discourages a lot of people. Not this person. This person loves challenges, okay? This person likes trying to figure things out and coming up with solutions and being innovative and adaptable to any difficulties, okay? So again, like I was saying earlier, this person, if something gets them down, they don't stay down for long, okay? It's like they get restless so easily. Okay, let's find out a little bit about their romantic history, okay? So what can we find out about the romantic history of this person that you can expect next in love? One more shuffle. We have settling, fifth dimension. Ooh, wow. Summer, and healing. Oh my goodness. So, wow, this is making a lot of sense, and I'm really liking this person. FYI, my personal 2 cents, my personal opinion. So, even though this person is very charming, very outgoing, they're actually looking to settle down with someone. Okay, so this is not like a Rico Suave player type of person. They're someone who, even though they're sociable and they like really know how to maybe make people laugh, have people feeling entertained, charm people, right? When it comes to like love and romance, they are not someone that like plays the field in that way, okay? I feel like maybe one way you can think of them is like a serial monogamist, right? Like they pick one person, they give their attention to that person, and then they date them if the fit is right and they maybe move in and all that kind of stuff. But they're not like hopping from one relationship to another relationship to another. They're not really much of a loner either. I feel like they enjoy being in a relationship. Okay, they enjoy being in partnership. I feel like that's something that they do like. And perhaps even for them, like the thrill of getting to know someone even deeper is something that also allures to them, right? Like kind of mastering the relationship is something that they look forward to. Just like mastering skills and crafts and abilities is something that interests them also. Now, what's surprising about this person is that they're very spiritual. They're very grounded because we have the fifth dimension card right here, and we also have healing. So, we were talking a lot about tragedies that they've experienced early on in life, and they've really grown from that. Okay, it's really forced them to kind of grow up, at least from the heart center, a lot faster than maybe some other people. And that's not their challenge in life. Okay, their challenge in life is probably more to find balance in things and make sure there's enough time to rest as there is to be in action. That's more their challenge. What they kind of have a very good handle on is healing, moving forward, letting things go that don't serve you, like once you've learned the lesson, and optimism, right? It's like, again, mistakes and setbacks do not discourage them. They see it as a challenge. It actually encourages them, if you can believe it. And here with the summer card, so what I'm seeing here is, again, a very mature person. In the springtime, that's when things are just starting to grow and mature, or bloom again, excuse me, start to bloom again after the cold winter. In the summer, things begin to actually flourish, okay? Like life is really abundant and wakes up here. And so that's their energy, okay? There's like this abundant energy of spirituality, of healing. There's this maturity. In the summer, you can begin to harvest certain crops. And I feel like that's kind of their energy once you get to know them better, you'll realize how mature they are. So, oh my gosh, I love this person that is coming your way. It's like they sound really, really amazing, and I can't wait for you to meet them. If this video resonated with you, please make sure to like, comment, and share this video with others, and definitely make sure you're subscribed to this channel to continue receiving these amazing high vibe readings. And before I go, remember that it is never too late for your happily ever after. See you next time. Hey there, loves! Welcome to your reading group 3 to find out more about who to expect next in love. So we are going to pull a first card here to just kind of like get a basic understanding of this person from the court cards only in this particular tarot deck. So this one is ready to come out and share with you. We have the Knight of Coins. So this person is likely around the same age as you. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with the Knight of Coins. This person could easily be a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. We have earth energy coming through with the coins element. So that's their sun sign. They have a lot of planets maybe in the earth signs, or it's just kind of they have earth qualities. So very grounded, someone who's very calm, right? Their energy is, I feel like, very stable, very dedicated, maybe even a bit stubborn, okay, with that level of dedication that they have where they just keep going and going and going and nothing can deter them. And what I'm seeing too with this person is they're very curious about the world. They like learning things. They like having knowledge, and they feel like with knowledge comes skills. Okay, knowledge is something that's very valuable to them. I get the sense too that they're that type of person that isn't very spendy. Okay, even though they're the coins energy, which has a lot of materialism, materialistic wealth, they're not that person at all. I feel like this person is very good with their money, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised if this person like works in finance or business, and they're really savvy when it comes to investments. Okay, so they appreciate expanding wealth and making money work for them versus them working for money. Okay. So they're very much, what I'm hearing also about them is slow and steady wins the race. Okay, that's kind of their energy. So very persistent, very hardworking, very reliable, very responsible. Okay, I love that energy. That sounds great. So as I finish shuffling these cards, I would want to know, if you don't mind, having a little friend talk here. What quality do you find super attractive in another individual? Okay, let's have a little friend talk here, tea time, you know. Give me the 411. What do you find most attractive in another person? For me, it's kindness. Kindness and integrity, you know, that sense of honor. I love that. I go gaga over that kind of personality, that trait. So let me know, what's that trait that you go gaga over? Okay, so first out we have the 9 of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so there we go. That's that really curious, knowledge-seeking personality I see here. We have the 10 of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, wowzers. So what I am seeing about this person is that they can actually tend to be a bit of a worrywart. Okay, so part of their drive when it comes to learning more about finances, being very responsible with money, maybe even a bit frugal actually, is because they worry about not being able to provide for themselves. Okay, they worry about the loss of resources. Like they're that person. I don't know if you've heard this phrase ever, but you know, they save up for a rainy day. They have that mentality. And now I'm not knocking the idea of saving. Like I think definitely everybody should have some money saved up, no matter how much it is, for unforeseen expenses, okay? But you know, there are some people that take it to the extreme where it's like they just keep saving and saving and saving and saving and saving and saving their money, and to the point where they're like afraid of losing it. You know, they develop this attachment to their savings. And I say that because, real talk, I used to be in that position, okay? I used to be so afraid of losing money, and so I wasn't really into investing, right? And I wasn't into like being super spendy, especially on big purchases. But it was silly because I would spend money on a lot of little things, like getting coffee every day at Starbucks or something, you know what I'm saying? And then that actually adds up, right? This person though, the fear of not having money, the fear of not being able to take care of themselves or pay their bills is a big driving force for their very nature, you know, and why they're so interested in investment, saving money, making money, and being very conservative with how they spend it, right? And you can see that come so strongly through with the Emperor card, which is the only major arcana card here. Like the Emperor card really values order, structure, dependability, reliability in their world, okay? And when those things seem a bit like rocky, it really gets them anxious, okay? So their drive for knowledge seeking is to kind of avoid any catastrophes in the future, if that makes sense. Um, the other thing that I feel with the Emperor energy too is, and I feel like this is very noble of them, they really feel responsible for taking care of their loved ones, okay? Perhaps they're in a situation where the people around them can be a bit irresponsible when it comes to money. And so people have been dependent on them to kind of bail them out or cover them when they don't have enough. Okay, so they kind of take that mantle up, that role up of, like, you can think of Emperor as the father figure, like that traditional sort of breadwinner, provider for the family. And it could even be that maybe their parents were not the best with money, or their parents really struggled with money and finances and they didn't want to end up the same way, right? And so that's why they're so much more responsible with their money, like almost to a fault, now, right? Just because they feel responsible for themselves, they don't want to depend on other people, but they know that a lot of people depend on them. Oh my gosh, I feel like I totally relate to this personality right here, of this person that's coming into your life, into your love life here soon. So let's kind of get to know them on a deeper level. This is the part where we're going to kind of take a look at what maybe people who don't know them very well, what they don't see about them, what they don't realize about them, okay? Antelope, decisiveness, make a decision and take appropriate action. So even though, so at first glance, right, this person might be a little bit skittish when it comes to big investments, making money, spending money. But what's so amazing about this person is that they have a lot of conviction, okay? Like when they make a decision, they're all in. They're gonna go for it, okay? Nothing's gonna stop them. There's that kind of like bull energy again. And they stick to their decision. So they're not flippy, floppy, wishy-washy. They're not that kind of person at all. And what's very interesting is as I'm kind of sharing about this card here, they're definitely that type of person too that doesn't easily forgive and forget. All right? They have a very, very good memory. They're not that type of person that repeats their mistakes, okay? Because again, they have a very clear mind when it comes to things, all right? They make a decision, they've thought it out, they've learned what they could to help make that decision, and then they stick with it. They take the appropriate follow through, okay? So very dependable, very reliable kind of personality. Let's find out more. Let's find out a little bit about more of their romantic history. So this card wanted to come out: community, regret. What else do we have here? Ooh. Okay, this card: sacred journey, receive. And I feel like this one wants to come out too, so we'll take it. Awakening. Wow, okay. So a lot of people probably didn't know this about them, but they are actually very spiritual. They're very connected and in tune with their authentic self and who they really are. I feel like they also accept themselves quite a bit here, okay? This is someone too who is good at receiving, okay? So they work hard for other people and to help other people, but when help comes their way, they're pretty good at receiving it, okay? They're good at sort of like listening to what people say that has meaning and value to them, like in a classroom, for example, or maybe in like a deep philosophical conversation, or at a workshop, a webinar, a conference. Like they receive that information and they do very well with incorporating it into their personal philosophy, their personal way of like tackling things. So they learn very quickly. I mean, we've covered that already earlier. Now, what's interesting here is when it comes to romance, they do have a lot of maybe regrets. Okay, so this is that learning thing. They learned a lot about themselves through their past relationships. Okay, and they've made some mistakes. Okay, like, you know, they make a decision, they take action, and sometimes that doesn't end well for them, but they learn about it. Okay, they learn from their mistakes very, very well, and they have some regrets when it comes to love. Like there maybe was, heartbreak in their past. Like there was maybe that one person who they felt was like their forever person, their soulmate, and that relationship didn't end well. Okay, they're not together anymore. They have regrets over that, and they have looked back on it and thought of like, maybe how they could have handled things differently. There's that sort of what if when it comes to that past love. Here with community, what I'm seeing here actually with this, a little bit separate from the other messages, is a lot of the people they've dated or met before, they've met through their community, through their network, right? It's like a friend of a friend type thing. Like maybe it's that scenario where, a friend invites them to a party, and then maybe it's a mutual friend that you two share, right? And that's how you two meet, or like even a friend of a friend type thing. Like your friend and their friend are friends, and then they bring you to this event. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's this community thing. Or they're that type of person that really values community. So they're in some type of club, some type of organization. Maybe they're in like a gaming community, like an online community, right? Or maybe even in their religion, right? They go to church or the mosque or whatever. They're really involved there, and that's how they tend to meet their love matches. All right. So, wow, very, very interesting person, right? I love the layers and depths to them. So, if this reading resonated with you, make sure to like, share, comment on this video here. And of course, if you enjoy the vibes, you want to make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss out on future readings I post. And before I go, remember, always, always remember this, that you're never too late for your happily ever after. Believe it. I'll see y'all next time.